What's going on? Rohan Dhawan here, and welcome to this brand new video in which I want to cover a very important topic, which is how to differentiate yourself from rest of the competition that's out there. And also, I'm going to be sharing with you the ultimate guide towards niche selection. Now, there's like a lot of myths around this whole niche selection process that I want to bust inside of this video, and I'm sure this is going to be very valuable for you. So stay tuned and make sure you watch till the end. Also, just before we begin, if these kind of videos benefit you and whatever I'm saying is useful to you, just make sure that you hit the like button that's given below this video. That's going to support the algorithm, and hopefully more and more people just like yourself will get to see a video like this. Now, if you're running a business which is either freelancing, coaching, or consulting in 2020, then I'm pretty sure that this might not come as a shock or surprise to you that the competition is literally skyrocketing. Okay. Now, here's the thing, whenever I talk to a freelancer or coach or consultant, right, I talk to thousands of them literally. And whenever I ask them this particular question that, hey, what's different about you as compared to the competition that's out there, usually their response is something like this. They would say that, oh yeah, Rohan, actually I offer better service, better support, I have better quality, right? And most importantly, this is the biggest one. They say that I can actually do the job at a much cheaper rate than the competition out there. Now check this out. This is literally been the copy paste statement that I've heard from thousands of people out there. And if you don't believe me, whatever service or skill that you're offering, okay, whatever it is that you're offering, maybe you're offering fitness training, maybe you're offering digital marketing services, web development services, you might be offering literally any freaking thing out there, interior designing, whatever it might be. Just go to Google, literally just go to Google right now and type whatever is that you do. Let's say that you're a digital marketer, just type digital marketers near me. Okay, let's say you're a web developer, just type web developer near me. Let's say you are a NLP coach, just type NLP coaches near me. Okay, what you're going to realize is whenever you go to all these websites of so-called competitors of yours, whenever you click on them and you go to the about section, you would see that everybody is saying the same thing, like, you should pick us because we have better quality, we have better support, we offer cheaper rates, competitive pricing. That's like a lot of them, that's what they say. Okay, now here's my question to you. If everybody, according to them, their differentiation factor is these three memorized statements, actually, if everybody is saying these three things, then just tell me something, how will you be different? If everybody is saying the same thing, the client literally has no option. They'll just consider everybody to be the same, and there's literally no value proposition that most freelancers or consultants don't even have. And because of this, what ends up happening is they end up competing in something called as a red ocean. Okay, a red ocean is an ocean where there are already big sharks out there, and these sharks have been there for years and years, and they have made the water very bloody. This means that they are already feeding on the fishes that are already out there, and if you go out there and just try to compete with these sharks, you're going to be eaten alive as well, because these sharks have been doing this whole thing for a long period of time, and it can be applied to literally any industry. Now, this concept is something that I learned from the founder of ClickFunnels. His name is Russell Brunson, and he explained this concept very well. So if you want to know more, definitely go check that out. However, if you're going to be competing in a red ocean with all these people who are saying the exact same thing that you are, then this means that you do not have a value proposition. And if you don't have a value proposition, what's going to end up happening is you will not attract high ticket clients. You will not attract your dream customers to come and work with you. Now, that's a big problem. Now, I'm sure you're sitting here and you're asking, okay, Rohan, I do agree with your point, but what do I do instead? What's the solution for this? Well, if you have ever attended literally any kind of make money online webinar in your past life, you must have heard about a concept which is called as niche selection. It's called niche, I don't know, whatever it's called, one of those things, right? Now, what ends up happening is everybody is talking about this whole concept, but according to me, I think majority of the people have this wrong. I think that they have this idea of niche selection very, very wrong. And it's not their fault, it's just because of the information that's present in the marketplace currently. So what happens is every single day I would get DMs on my Instagram, my Facebook, and everywhere, and people are literally asking me, Rohan, what's that top 10 profitable niches that I can just select right now that will make me money? What's that next profitable niche? What's that micro niche that I can actually master, specialize in, and actually that will make me a lot of money? The fact of the matter is that there is no such thing as a very, very profitable or micro niche that you can just suddenly find out of nowhere and just become really, really rich. Because honestly, if there was, I wouldn't be making such videos like this, and I would just be go focusing on those niches and probably be a billionaire, or I don't know, trillionaire or something like that. So, to counter such beliefs, I decided to make a video like this that I just hope will educate a lot of you in the right path, because honestly, I had to go through a lot of mistakes. I was just like probably you who used to think that there's some sort of magical niche formula that will make me rich. That was really stupid. And again, I learned it the hard way. So, maybe with the help of this short video, you will be able to learn how to do it the right way. Now, before we get into what exactly is the process behind selecting a niche, I want to actually make you all understand what is this niche thing, okay? What is niche? Because I think most of the people out there don't have the definition of niche laid out correctly. So I will show you what exactly is a niche and how you can use it to literally differentiate yourself from the competition that's out there in the marketplace, okay? So what is a niche? Well, imagine, right, imagine that you have cold, cough, or fever, or any kind of disease like that. You go to a doctor nearby, and how much does a doctor charge you for a simple consultation? Now, if you're living in the States or somewhere else, I'm not exactly sure how the system works. Maybe your insurance covers it or whatever. But here in India, at least, you have to pay anywhere between 300 bucks to 1,000 rupees in for a simple consultation. Okay. Now, for people living, who don't understand rupees or anything like that, this is round about $3 to $10 or something like that, $3 to $15 or something like that. Okay, that will be approximately charged for a simple consultation. Now, here's the thing: when you go to a doctor like this, and let's say that you go to a doctor, you have simple cold, cough, or fever, or anything like that, and the doctor is like, I'm going to charge you, let's say, $200, or maybe let's say, 10,000 rupees or something like that for this exact same consultation. What will be your reaction? Well, you'd be like, doctor, are you crazy? I'll just go to somebody else and who will be able to do this exact same job for a much, much cheaper rate than what you can. Okay, all you have to do is just pull out your phone. You can just go to Google. You can just find doctors near my location. You can use Yelp. You can use Just Dial. You can use Practo. There's so many different kind of apps out there that you can use to find the same goddamn doctor who can do it at the market standard rate. So this means that the generalist now doesn't have the opportunity to charge more because he's competing in the red ocean. Because big sharks, okay, big sharks are already inside of this red ocean for 10, 20, 30, 50, I don't know, however many years since the time the medicine practice actually exists, and they have actually formed their own ocean. Now, if you try to enter it now, you will be destroyed. So similarly, this happens with literally any kind of industry out there. Let's say that, most people say that, oh yeah, I'm a digital marketer. They are all generalists. Okay, they're trying to serve everybody. People say that I'm a fitness trainer. They are generalists. They're trying to serve everybody and anybody, whoever they can actually get their hands on. People say I'm an interior designer. They're trying to serve everybody. NLP practitioner. They're trying to serve everybody, and they are all operating like a generalist. And that's the reason why they can actually never attract their dream clients, and they can also never charge premium prices because the market has set rates. Now, for example, let's say just like the generalist, let's say that you offer web development services. Okay, let's say that you go out to the marketplace and you're like, okay, for this website, I'm going to charge $10,000, or maybe let's say 7 lakh rupees. Somebody, if you're just a generalist, people would look at you and they would be like, are you crazy? There are softwares out there who can make websites for $30, 2,000 bucks per month or something like that. And why should I exactly pick you and pay you so much money? So you see how it's happening. The market has set rates, people are comparing you like a general commodity, and that's just not at all recommended. So what do? Well, just like how you have the general doctor, there's a specialist as well that you have. Now, there could be literally different kind of specialists out there, but just for this example, let's take into account somebody like a brain surgeon. Now, if you have a problem with your brain, okay, you go to a specialist like, let's say, a brain surgeon, and the minimum amount that a brain surgeon, at least in India, charges, I think, minimum 1 lakh rupees. And abroad, maybe in States or something, I think it's like $50,000, I think, that I saw on Google. Now, compare the difference between the pricing structure. Like the general doctor is charging so cheap, but the special doctor is about to charge or is capable of charging so much. Why is that happening? Well, because just like the general doctor, just like rather than working with everybody out there, just like rather than working with everyone, the specialist is only working with one type of patient. They're solving one type of problem, and they only have one type of core offer. Okay, they're not trying to solve multiple problems, they're not trying to work with multiple people, and they are just specializing in one particular thing that allows them to become the monopoly, become really really good at what they do, and demand premium prices, because the problem that they are solving is so great enough that you can't just go out there and negotiate. If somebody is the best at your brain surgery, and if they could give you that cure, you will pay them regardless of whatever price that they ask them. It's about life or death situation. So that's this difference between being a generalist and a specialist. So what I and what a lot of people actually recommend is that you go out there, become a specialist, pick your niche. Okay, you become a specialist by picking your niche. Go out and do that so that you don't have to compete in the red ocean. You don't have to underprice your services. Now, to make sure that you understand this concept, let's take into account an example of, let's say, a fitness trainer. Okay, so if you're a fitness trainer, right, and if you just say yourself that I'm just a fitness trainer, and you go to Google and you type fitness trainers near me, what's the first thing that you're going to find? You're going to find that the competition out there is 1 million or even more. Okay, now obviously I'm not sure about the exact figures, but that's what you will find. On the other hand, let's say that you become a specialist. Okay, rather than serving everybody, rather than trying to work with every single human being out there, you try to become a specialist, and you specialize in helping one type of person achieve one type of result, solve one type of problem using one type of core offer. So if you try to do that and you try to use this formula, let's say that you end up picking your blue ocean, which is helping. I'm a fitness trainer for dads over 35 looking to gain muscle in New Delhi. Now, if you take a look into this as compared to this, the competition would drastically decrease to 1 to 2 people, if any. I doubt anybody is even that specialized, to be very honest. However, that's how low the competition would be. And this will give you the advantage as compared to your competition out there, and you will win by default. Okay, that's the power of niche selection. Okay, now let's take into account another example so that it's crystal clear to you. Let's say that, what most people do is they would say something like, I'm a digital marketer. Okay, so most people might say that I'm a digital marketer. Now, rather than saying that, okay, if we could actually become a specialist and we could actually pick a niche, rather than trying to become a digital marketer for everybody, we could say that I help dentists, let's say, in New Delhi get more implant or root canal patients consistently using digital marketing. And as you can see, automatically, if I go with this strategy, my competition is 1 million. But if I go with this strategy out there, my competition automatically decreases to just 1 to 2 people. Now I have to compete with less, and I can actually end up making more money, charge more for whatever I'm offering, and basically become the monopoly. Okay, that's what the big concept that Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal, he also preaches, that if you're not the monopoly, then obviously you're not, succeeding. And this concept also comes from, let's say, take into account the most successful companies out there, you would notice that in whatever they do, they are the monopoly in whatever that they are doing. So, for example, let's take into account Google. Okay. Uh, when it comes to search, it's the best search engine out there, because if you don't believe me, think about the last time you actually used any other search engine besides Google. So that's what monopoly means, right? It means taking over the entire market and becoming the best at it. Now, if you try your level best right now to try and take over this market, you will find that there are a lot of people out there who are far better than you. They have far more sources than you. They are far more funded. They have like angel investors, VC backing. Maybe they are trading in the share market as well. They have far more employees, far more skills, far more talent that you, as a single person, if you're a freelancer, coach, or consultant, even if you are not a single person, let's say you have a team of 50 people, you will still struggle to compete with all these people because they have been in the marketplace for the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And they've been trying to focus on that one thing only. And that's why they're over there. So rather than going after that, if you're smart, okay, if you really want to actually make money, you would avoid all this and you would actually pick your own blue ocean and you would try to enter this space instead. So that's what niche selection basically means. But whenever I try to explain this concept of niche selection, a very, very common question that I get asked is they're like, Rohan, I'm missing out on so much opportunity, because if I'm just focusing on one, I'm basically saying no to all these other people out there, part of the pie. So this is actually putting me in a situation of big, big problem. And that's also not recommended. So what do I do? Well, for people who actually ask me this question, what I want to ask you is, have you ever heard about a company called Amazon? Have you ever heard about Facebook? When these companies started, in the case of Amazon, Amazon only started by selling books. Okay, that's all they sold. If you want, you can go read their shareholders' letters. They are available to read online easily for absolutely free. You can go do that. Okay, so Amazon started just by selling books, and they became the master of selling books online. And they were making millions in sales before they actually expanded to other categories out there. So my question to you is, are you making multiple eight figures right now? I'm pretty sure Amazon would have been making nine figures as well. Selling this, um, selling books only. I'm not exactly sure, but at least if you're not making 8 to 9 figures by literally specializing in your niche, then you shouldn't even worry about the opportunity that you're missing out. Because if you can't become really good at focusing on one thing, how do you think you will be able to have the focus and time necessary to serve the other markets that are out there? So go ahead and become really good at one, and then I can talk to you about how you can enter the other markets out there. Now let's talk about Facebook. Facebook, when it initially launched, it started with only Harvard students, and they were able to develop a great product market fit. They were able to get a lot of traction. Almost, I don't even think, not even a single student of Harvard that didn't join Facebook at that point of time. They were able to get that traction. They were able to showcase that growth rate before they expanded to other things. And that also, they didn't just expand immediately. They expanded to other colleges, and then they expanded to different colleges in different countries. And then slowly, gradually, they expanded to other normal civilians out there. So that's what they did. So my question is, if you're not at the growth rate of Amazon and Facebook, you shouldn't even question, and ask me that, Rohan, what's like, what about the other opportunity that I'm missing out on? That's just an irrelevant question. Now, here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing. When I was telling you, so I hope you understand the concept of niche selection by now and understand the importance of it. And I'm pretty sure you must be like, okay, Rohan, all that is cool, but how do I actually select it? Well, as I was saying before, most people assume that there is some sort of, magical niche out there that will actually make them, a multi-millionaire or a billionaire or something. That's why, I get people saying to me, Rohan, what's like the 101 top most profitable niches out there that I can just select right now? Just give me that PDF file. Okay, just send me a PDF file where I can select the top 10 most profitable niches and I could just become very, very rich. Now, again, that's like a big, big myth that is out there. The truth is that, you know, there's no such thing as a profitable niche, because if you really come down to the definition of what a niche is, if you really come down to the definition, a niche is nothing but just a group of people. It's nothing but just a group of people that share a common trait. That's it. That's what a niche basically means. Now, to give you an example, if you have to put this into account, this could be literally anything. Let's say dads over 40 age. Okay. This could be dentist. This could be book readers like Amazon targeted. This could be Harvard students, like how Facebook targeted. Literally, it could be anything out there. And you know what? There's no such thing as a magical niche, because all these people you see over here, they all have one thing in common, which is they all buy. They are all consumers of the economy, and that's how the global economy functions. I don't care who you are or what kind of human being out there it is. I'm sure everybody shops for some sort of solution out there. So most people think that if I can just find this magical niche out there, I would suddenly become rich. But that's actually far from the truth, because a niche is nothing but just a group of people, and every human being out there buys. So it's not about the niche, to be very honest, and it's actually a very, very stupid idea to go ahead and find these top 100 profitable niches out there. So my question, and I'm pretty sure this is something that you might be wondering as well. So Rohan, what to do instead? Okay, if there's no such thing as a magical niche, then what do I do? How do I become a specialist? Well, here's the thing. Rather than trying to find this kind of magical micro niche or anything like that, just simply go out there, talk to people you are familiar with the most common type of individuals in your network, people you actually know. Again, they could be literally anybody. They are all human beings out there. Okay. And then just go out and just ask them what their problem is, what really bothers them, what are they looking for. Their problems can usually be defined in either one of these categories. It could be either more wealth, people want more wealth, people want better kind of health, or people want more money. Some might even have social goals as well, but it's really difficult to craft an offer around that. But it can usually be summed out into these three categories. And once you have identified a problem, just go and find out how you can actually solve those problems with the things that you're passionate about, with your skills, with whatever you're passionate about, and provide real-time transformations. That's how you succeed. Do you really think that um, let's say Elon Musk or Steve Jobs, do you really think that these people were sitting on the internet one day and they were reading like a PDF? Okay, they were like, let's say, watching some sort of webinar, and they were reading some sort of PDF with the top 100 niches, and they ended up finding them, and because of that, Steve Jobs ended up finding Apple, and then let's say Elon Musk ended up launching Tesla. Do you really think that's how it happened? I doubt that. Okay, I don't know these people personally, but I can like bet you for sure that they weren't sitting searching for like the top 100 niches out there. Okay, so that's like a really, really bad idea to go ahead with. So as I was telling you before, okay, think about the most common people you know that are in your network already. Just go out to them and just ask them, what's your problem? What bothers you? Are you happy with the existing solutions out there? So go and ask people. This could be literally any group of people. It could be literally any group of individuals that are in your network. This could be your niche. Go ask them what really bothers them. And then, with the help of the things that you're passionate about, go give them an offer or service that solves these problems. That's how you actually become successful. Okay, so Steve Jobs actually solved a big problem, which is to put desktop computers literally on any and every home out there. And he was also able to envision a future where people are creating creative stuff with the computers out there. He identified a problem, a gap in the marketplace by asking people, and then he provided a solution. And similarly, that's what all the successful people out there do it. Okay. So if you know the problem of this individual, and you become really good at solving it, you can actually charge high ticket pricing and you can become a specialist. So that's the right way to go about it. Okay. If you can go out there and solve somebody's problem, okay, if you can just literally solve somebody's problem, let's say this is the individual, this is their problem, okay, and this is the possibility, this is the things that they want in their life. If you can actually do this with the help of your offer, this is how you become a specialist. And this problem could be shared by any group of individuals out there, and this would be called as your niche. That's the right way to go about it, rather than thinking, what's that magical niche that can actually make me money? There's no such thing like that. You just have to identify people's problem and become really good at solving that problem so that you can charge more money. That's how you actually do this. So people who chase after magical niches are living in literally false delusions. They might end up Googling or finding some sort of magical niche that works temporarily, but these individuals never ever make it in the long run. They never actually make it in the long run because they never become really good at identifying their niche's problem and building the best solution out there in the marketplace. That's the most outstanding thing in the marketplace out there that solves their niche's problem better than anybody else out there. And that's how you become different from your competitors if you really want to know how to do it. So the moral and the conclusion, okay, so what's the conclusion of this whole thing? The conclusion of this whole thing is, stop being obsessed with finding your magical slash micro niche and go and find problems and become really good at solving them. Very simple, you know, thing that you have to realize, that you just have to find problems and become really good at solving them, and you just have to do it for a group of people. Because if you try to solve the world's problem, you will go crazy. Okay, that's really difficult to do. Not impossible. I'm not saying that you shouldn't envision that, but for a beginner, it is kind of difficult. Now, for those of you who stuck around, I want to actually share with you a quick little exercise that will help you select your niche the right way. So I'm pretty sure this is what you were all waiting for: how to select a niche. So this is what I want to actually cover inside of this video. The main thing you can actually do is you can divide this into three different columns. Okay. The first column could be people most common in your network slash you have experience dealing with them. Okay, I'm going to explain this all to you, but let me just like mark it down. The second one would be the problems they have. And the third one would be the skill slash passion that you have that you can use in order to solve these people's problem. Okay, that's how the actual niche selection process should be like, in my opinion. Now, let's begin with, let's say, this first one. Okay, let's say that, inside of your network, okay, let's say that inside of your network, the most common number of people, if you go to Facebook, go to LinkedIn, literally just go there, see the most common friends that you have, see the most common connections you have, what kind of industries do they work in, what kind of job titles do they have, what kind of common goals do they have, what kind of common age bracket do they have. Go and look at different kind of metrics like their demographics, psychographics, different kind of things that are out there that you can see. So for example, let's say that in my network, I, let's say, know the highest amount of dentists. Now, if I go to this dentist and I just ask this dentist, look, man, what's your biggest problem right now? They might tell you something like lack of implant patients. Hey Rohan, I'm suffering from lack of implant patients. I really want implant patients so that I could make more money, pay off my bills, make sure that my business actually grows, and all these things. Cool. And now we know that they actually want more implant patients. Now, if I have the skill or the passion of doing digital marketing, so what I can do is I can actually use digital marketing to help these dentists get more implant patients, and this could become my niche. Very simple. Now, if I want, I could actually specialize this even further, and I could say that dentist in, let's say, New Delhi, because I belong to Delhi. Okay. So this is what you can do in order to simply select your niche. Now, let me give you one more example. Let's say that the most common, people in my network are dads over 40. Okay, that's, let's say, what I observe. Now, what's the problem that they have? Unable to lose belly fat. Cool. So, what am I passionate about? Fitness. So, if I can use my fitness skills to help these people lose fat, then my niche would be dads over 40. Again, pretty simple to do. Now, another example I could give you, let's say that the people that are in my network are HNI um, in Mumbai. What's their problem? They want a villa, but there's too much corruption in the marketplace. They can't find a good interior designer. So my niche would be interior design. Sorry, my skill would be interior design. So I can help these people develop a villa for HNIs in Mumbai. Again, pretty simple to do. And similarly, you can do this exercise for literally whatever it is that you do. Again, even if you don't have any experience, let's say that you are just starting out and you have no experience. Take a look at the people you know. Let's say that in your friend list, there are people in the IT sector in, let's say, Bangalore. Let's say that you know a lot of people in the IT sector in Bangalore. What's the problem do they have? Maybe they lack communication skills, because of which they are unable to get a raise in their job. And what are you good at? Personality development. Aha. Cool. So you can actually connect this dot, and for IT employees, you can actually help them with their communication skills and become a personality development consultant. So this is how you actually select the niche, and this is the process that you should actually follow whenever you're going about it. Okay. So that's how you go about selecting the niche or the right kind of niche using the right kind of method for yourself. Now, here's something really, really important that I want you all to know. This whole niche selection process is kind of like a trial and error kind of process that you have to go through multiple times till the time you actually find something that you really resonate with and it just clicks and you just go on and go full time into it. To give you my personal example of this whole thing, when I started out, I thought that my niche is college students because I created a blog for them. It was called as Buzzopedia. I used to write a lot of content for them, and I thought that was my business. But that didn't work out. I moved on, and then I started working with people who used to own e-commerce stores. I started running ad campaigns for them. I had a very successful agency running ad campaigns for them. And then I realized that, that's something I'm just not really passionate about because everybody was just selling drop shipping products. They weren't really creating any kind of value in the marketplace. I didn't like that. And I decided to actually go on. And then I started working with coaches, consultants, and freelancers just like yourself. And then I realized that with my efforts, I was able to benefit these people. And with their efforts, they were able to benefit more and more customers that they had. And it was like a chain effect that allowed me to create a bigger impact. And that's the reason why I decided to stick with it. But please note, during my trial and error process, I was still making money. Okay, it's not that I just stopped. So what most people do is they just sit down and they're like, just all the time thinking about this magical niche that they will just find out that will just automatically click. The fact of the matter is that there is no such thing. So if you're going to waste time just thinking about it, it's just not going to be beneficial for you. My recommendation to you would be to just get started. And honestly, it's not just me. You take a look into any successful person out there. um, Facebook was not Mark Zuckerberg's first venture, and Harvard students was not his first niche. And you take into account, let's say, somebody like Elon Musk. Tesla, SpaceX wasn't his first or one of the initial ventures that he started. He also did PayPal, and I'm pretty sure he had like other ventures out there that he started with. So every entrepreneur goes through this process of niche selection. It's a trial and error process, but you must realize that those entrepreneurs who do it the right way, they go out there, identify active problems in the marketplace, become really good at solving them, make money, and then they see, are they passionate about helping that niche further or not? If they are, they continue with it and build a legacy around it. And if they are not, then they go and find out something else and try to build a legacy around it as well. But again, they were not sitting on the internet trying to look for a PDF with top 100 niches out there. That's I can just promise you that never happened, in my opinion. So that's what I would recommend. If I was you, I would just select a group of people, go out and find their active problem, and just become really good at solving it. That should be the key lesson that you should learn from this video. Now, if you liked this video and you thought it was valuable, don't forget to like the video. Make sure that you actually go and comment. I love reading your comments. I would love to know what you thought, maybe what your opinion is regarding whatever I shared. It'll be really, really appreciated. And if you want to see more videos like this, you can just hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the bell notification icon that's given below. So every time I release a new video, you get a notification, and it's right delivered to your YouTube notification. So I hope this benefits you, and thank you so much. Rohan Dhawan here, and I'll see you in the next one.